Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HTB, where I talk all things rugby league but in the radio format. Again, relax, sit back, enjoy, listen as I take you on a rugby league extravaganza. I don't know, just talking about all things rugby league and giving you guys my thoughts and perspectives as well as some discussion points as well. So again, relax, sit back, eat food, go for a run, go for a jog, whatever it is you do, and we'll just go from there. So again, thanks again for tuning in to our HTB FM. No, I kid, it's HTB Hold the Ball, and we'll get into it. So obviously, look, things are happening around the NRL. First, obviously, this COVID as well, and look, it's a tough one because obviously you've got COVID there, and it's affecting everyone. Lockdowns as well, right? South Australia as well, one of the recent casualties regarding COVID, and you're sort of just left bemused, I suppose. Well, I am anyway, as someone who's part of this, part of Australia, watching. You see the Warriors, you see players move from one state to another, and you just think, when is it going to end? I thought we were going to be so close to having the quote-unquote perfect season, but no, it's been very reminiscent of 2020 thus far, and I'll tell you what, it's very daunting. I think the future of rugby league, or the future of sports, I suppose, in Australia, New Zealand, wherever, but I think these two nations in particular is probably up in the air. Now, is there going to be a travel visa, a travel disease, COVID visa, something like that, where you just got to acknowledge that, okay, I'm Australian, you're Kiwi, I want to go here, you want to come here, you got COVID, I got COVID, let's hang. You know what I mean? Like, again, what do you do in those situations? And on top of that as well, with the Warriors, I mean, it's tough because the Warriors came over last year, obviously unexpected. It wasn't even planned, right? It was just, I believe it was one game against Newcastle, then they had to stay, right? That's what I remember. Again, and they've been here all this year as well, this season, and there's a very high chance that the Warriors are going to be playing in Australia again next season, and the season after that, and the season, do you get what I mean? So then when does it stop? When does a COVID injection actually work? Now, again, I'm not saying anti-COVID. I'm not even saying pro-COVID. I'm just asking the questions in relation to the players who are playing. When does it stop? What are your thoughts on that? Look, I could go on this for hours, but ultimately it's just, when can the Warriors head back to New Zealand? And if they head back to New Zealand, can they just come back and go? Can other teams go back? Can other teams come back and play? Sooner or later, there has to be some sort of common sense, or some sort of, let's just bite the bullet and go. Because if you're going to be hiding every time COVID arises, then you're not really moving forward. Because we thought all these changes were done, all these movements, all these procedures, rules, regulations. Yes, the corporate words are coming out again. And nothing happened at the end. So what happens? Rules, regulations, barriers, borders locked. And as soon as COVID pops up again, bang, we're back to it again. Then we get out again, then we're back to it again. We're back to hiding. When are we going to sort of just stand up, I suppose, as a nation, and nations, I guess, applies to both countries, especially in the sporting context, particularly NRL in this case. Anyway, what are your thoughts there? I mean, I can talk about this for hours, as I said, but I just thought I'll leave you guys with that sort of thought there. What do you think? This is Hold the Ball news. This is Hold the Ball news, the ball and all news. So yeah, it's about talking, it's about engaging, it's about giving you guys something to think about at the end. But yeah, what do you think? And also as well, just quickly, if you guys have not done so, go and check out my Nesian 40-20 video, where I give you guys my Nesian 40-20 team of the week. And again, I'm going to keep saying this more and more, but I think I should tone it down a bit. It is to focus on Polynesian And yeah, it's just a focus on Polynesian talent, right? Mainly, hey, it's about sharing the love to the people who are, from the islands, from, the Pacific, so to speak, particularly Tonga, Samoa, Niue, Cook Islands, the Māori, Tokelau. It's about showing love to all those players, all those types of people, whether they live in Australia, New Zealand, whatever. But you get my point. Even the people who play rugby league in America, Europe, it's all there. It is all them. I just thought I'd do it because why not? Why not? I just want to. There's no particular reason. Yes, I'm Polynesian myself, and I just thought, yeah, why not? Let's just go for it. Let's just see what happens. So this is that's it for now, basically, over there. But yeah, just stay tuned for it. I did actually do weekly episodes where I spoke about players as well as, and gave you guys general news regarding Pacific Island, rugby league news. But sort of slowed down a bit. Things are getting a bit hectic in my personal life. Not that it's a bad thing, but obviously there needs to be a time where I suppose there's a bit of juggling that will have to be done, and thankfully I'm picking up the what do you call it, the tempins very slowly to do some juggling, if you know what I mean. So there'll be a bit of space there, but again, Nesian 4020, tune into that. And I thank a very keen avid listener of mine who actually gave me the name for that, as well as Ball and All News, which is what you guys are listening to. And again, this is a more informal, just lay down talk, give you guys what I'm thinking on my mind. It's either for you or it's not, but it doesn't. It is what it is. But look, as well as that, there's some news as well in the NRL. As we know, David Tapangai Jr. has signed with the Bulldogs, but he's going to be detouring first to the Penrith Panthers. Now, I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen my video on that, go and have a check on it. Tell me what you guys think. But David Tapangai Jr. at the Panthers is a very good look for me personally. I like it. I like it very much. Tell you what, I get he signed the contract, sure, but if the Panthers offered him one, who would he have picked? Food for thought. Who would he have picked? Would he have picked the Bulldogs or would he have picked the Panthers? I'll tell you what, something tells me he would have picked the team he's playing for now, for the duration of the season anyway. And look, NRL, as we all know, 6 again, predictions, predictable, tips are very one-sided, I suppose. Usually if you're pretty good tips, they can get at least 6+ right on a week-to-week basis, perhaps. Storm potentially going back-to-back. A lot of things happening right now in the NRL, especially as we sort of sink into the latter part of the season. There's a lot going on, there's controversy, there's a lot of blaming, there's a lot of he said, she said stuff. It's a crazy sort of a thing at the moment, not only on the field, but off the field as well. Again, guys, I've given you guys my thoughts as well and my views on it. But I mean, ultimately, it does. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. It does matter, but I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're just going to watch, aren't we? And it looks like there are more eyes watching, so the casuals are liking the 6 agains. And to be fair, if I was the NRL CEO, do you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at the casuals. I'm looking at the guys and the girls who don't know too much about rugby league, who are watching it because, hey, they get to see a fast guy make a break and run and score a lot of tries. Controversial, sure. But I mean, hey, in terms of, I guess, selling, in terms of views, you just got to go there. Why not? Why not? I mean, hey, if you think otherwise, sure, that's fine. That's okay. You tell me why. But I'll tell you what, the NRL at the moment with the 6 again, I see it both ways. I see the, I guess, what's the word for them? What do you call them? The traditionalists? Yeah, we'll go with that. I see the traditionalists and I get what they mean. Absolutely, I do. I get it. But then I also get the ones who say, no, I prefer the fast pace, I prefer the line breaks, fatigue, the battle of attrition, the battle of 17 versus 13 like we saw last week with the Warriors against the Panthers. I enjoy that. some say, and well, so be it. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to the Storm winning. I'm not really a fan of that per se. Look, it's all you Storm fans as well. Tell me, what does it feel like to support a team that just wins and wins and wins? I support the Warriors, and I tell you what, all I know is heartache, pain, and 2 grand final losses. That's all I know as a fan so far. Yet you guys, trophy after trophy, you guys are at least there almost every year. Do you guys get sick of it? Do you guys get sick of it, or nah? You guys are just happy as like, yeah, whatever. It's another year. Warriors as Warrior fans, we keep saying every year, it's our year, it's our year. It's our year at the bottom 4 again. Is more like it. Whereas a Storm, you guys don't even say it's our year. You guys don't need to say it because it just usually is. And like I said, if you guys aren't winning, you guys are nearly there. Nearly there is better than not being there at all. And I wish if our team, the Warriors, were a consistent team, I think it'll just be better in general, but they're not. They haven't been, and they continue to show that they're not. I don't really understand it myself, the psyche, the psychology behind it. I don't get it. I'm not going to, I guess, dive into it for now, but it's a crazy thing. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing though, fans that put up with a lot of rubbish, supporting teams year by year basis there, they need rewards. They need to be given rewards, from the teams they support especially. It's a lot of psychological damage that can be done, and I know people say, no, it's just a game. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not just a game. It's not just a game. Rugby league is not just a game. It's more than it sometimes to a lot of people, and for myself too. Obviously, I made this channel and stuff. I can assure you now, oh boy, do I love this game. Don't get me wrong, I watch other sports, and I'll go down that road too as well, actually, very soon. But I actually do watch a lot of sport. But rugby league, to me, that is my bread and butter. With the Warriors as well, I literally put my heart on my sleeve for these boys every week, without fail. And you can call me crazy, you can call me stupid or whatever, but Warriors till I meet the dirt. That's it. Now, I'm not saying I want to. Now, I'm not saying I accept, the continual rubbish that we dish up, unfortunately. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying though is that, well, it's the Warriors or nothing, basically. And I know it sounds really good to lift up those slogans of, no matter what, or, Warriors forever, or let's go on Warriors, or whatever. But I mean, there needs to be some sort of payoff at the end for every team that you support, not just rugby league teams, AFL teams, basketball teams. For example, Bucks won as well today. 50 years since they last won their, last championship, and they won one now. When's the next one? Next 100 years? It's. If it's the next 50 years, it's 100 years in total. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, time is precious as a fan. And again, this is like I said, it's a more informal thing. So I'm just here to spill the beans, just talk and have a yarn, and you guys listen, basically. But yeah, time is precious as a rugby league fan. It really is. So winning is important, it really is, especially in the sporting context, particularly in the professional sporting context. It's very important. Second place is not good enough. This is the reality. Sure, we can still sell out games, and as fans, we love wearing the jerseys and stuff. It's great, but hey, let's be honest now, guys. The reality is, rugby league, NRL, and this one I'm talking about now, winning is important. Roosters going back to back. That was very important for them. As an organisation, that was very important for them. Because you see now, even though they're going for a rough patch, they still got the fans there, they've still got the members, right? And they still got that status. Yeah? You see? Again, everybody remembers the winners. Obviously as well, we can go back to the Storm last year. Quite literally, it was the Panthers the whole way through. Panthers, and they ultimately choked. They literally just choked, like it was actually quite embarrassing. And And again, I'm not here to make fun of the Panthers, but I mean, man, the Storm sort of came out of nowhere. I mean, obviously they were still right there to a degree, right? But they still came out of nowhere and they won. They won the grand final last year, and they're riding off a very good high now. And look at them; they're about to win it again. I think anyway, which makes me sad. But there you go. You know. Anyway, look, I'm going to try and avoid the Warrior and trophy sort of thing, championship thing, premiership. Sorry, got there eventually. But look, it's just one of those things where you ponder. Again, maybe it doesn't relate to the Warriors. Maybe you're a Raiders fan. Maybe you're a Dragons fan. Whatever it is, But the point is, winning is important. Honestly, as a Warriors fan, I'd win 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. I would not even care. I'd win them all if I want. I would. That's how much winning to me. That's how much the Warriors winning to me means a lot. I'd win them all. I'd win them all without fail. Don't need to ask me twice. You don't need to ask me twice. Anyway, back onto what I was talking about before. So, as you guys know, I've made mention of different sort of sports and Q&As and all that stuff. So, look, for me personally, I'm a rugby league channel, but at the same time as well, I actually do follow other sports. So hey, let's talk about them, alright? So I follow, obviously, it's the rugby league and the Warriors, Kiwis, Mate Matonga. I follow Atlanta Rhinos. I follow San Francisco Savage, Catalan Dragons, as well as the East District Roosters, which are a local South Australian team in Adelaide. So I follow a few teams, and obviously New South Wales Blues as well, obviously in Origin. But you see, I follow even in league itself. These are wide range of teams that I follow. But obviously for me, number one first is the Warriors before anything else, and that includes the Kiwis too. For me personally, even though I do love international, don't get me wrong. But I obviously in terms of what I want to see, obviously it's Kiwi first, sure. But in terms of who I support, for the blood and the thing, it's definitely Warriors, and then definitely a close second would be the Kiwis. Now, I actually follow AFL as well, so I'm an avid Freo Dockers fan. I have been a fan of theirs since 2018, and as of this year here, I'm a 3-year member. I love that team, and with that as well, obviously the rivals and West Coast Eagles, and not too fond of them, actually. But in saying that, there's not much you can say when Big Brother has 4 premierships over you, where you've been there only once to the dance and have failed, and they keep getting there or close to there as well. Warriors and Freo, very similar backstories as well. It's actually very uncanny. And I didn't even pick these teams thinking that at all. I didn't even pick Dockers thinking that at all. I just picked them because they had Nat Fife at the time, or they still do, young team up and coming, and they haven't won a premiership and all that stuff. But I didn't realize after I had really devoted my time to them how similar they are to the Warriors. And to be honest, since I've supported the Freo team, which is 2018, right, they've had a very similar sort of a course to the Warriors too, I guess, give or take. Obviously, Warriors making the finals appearance 2018, a rare one too. But Freo yet to make one since 2015. Yeah, so look, avid Freo fan, love Fremantle, buy their stuff. They came to Adelaide, went to the game. Freo are my team, full stop, and I'm a big AFL fan. Don't mind getting amongst it myself. Hey, I get people here have those thoughts of, well, if you watch this, you can't watch that. That's not me. I embrace all sports bar one, and that is rugby union, but I'm not going to go into that one there. So I also follow as well the NBA, avid Raptors fan. Love the Toronto Raptors. I've been a fan of them actually since I was a very young kid. So the story was there was actually basketball, right? 2 little basketballs when I was a little kid in New Zealand growing up. One of them was a Charlotte Hornets ball, and one of them was a Raptors ball. And I think I was about 9 years old, so 9 or 8. So around the late 90s, right? Late 90s, early 2000s. And I picked the Raptors ball. So since then, I consider myself a Raptors fan. Now, I'm not saying I watched every single game. I'm not saying I knew who the players were. But I am saying I was a Raptors fan since I was a young kid. And I'll stick by that. Sure, I was a casual, whatever. You know, it wasn't until I was older that I, sort of studied the history books or whatever. But yeah, I can safely say I've been a Raptors fan since I was a kid. But I actually started getting more into them, more invested into them in 2017. So the 2016-17 season is when I started getting more into the Raptors. And obviously the rest is history as well. As we all know, the Raptors are the 2018-19 champs. Kawhi Leonard, and then, obviously he went away and has done nothing since. So there you go, Toronto Raptors. Big future ahead though, looking forward to it. Not a fan of Siakam. They're not like how Ibaka left and Gasol and all that jazz there. But in saying that, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Fred Van Vliet. And then, we've got some up-and-coming rookies too, like Malachi Flynn. Unfortunately, Harris has been done for some drugs. Which would be very interesting. But look, you got Gary Trent Jr. as well. Man, I was a massive fan of Matt Thomas too. But obviously he's been traded. But I mean, damn, I brought as I was saying, I brought the Matt Thomas jersey and everything, right? Mr. 99. Mr. 99, right? Mr. Ice, Matty Ice. He could have been something. Yeah, so that's the NBA. So when it comes to the NFL, massive Chicago Bears fan. Khalil Mack, as I say that, that'll be right. All the players that I know of literally escaped my mind. Obviously we had Trubisky, but he's gone. Now we've got Justin Fields, and I brought his jersey ASAP as soon as he got picked in the draft. I did not even think would actually get a player of his caliber. Now there's a lot of hype regarding Justin Fields, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens there. Can he deliver? I do not know. Obviously the Chicago Bears are known for their defense. Quite ironic considering some nights we get a lot of points polled on us, but nonetheless, our defense, and we're going to be hopefully looking to sort of open up the offensive game as well. And with a quarterback like Justin Fields, you think that'll be the case, but again, you just don't know. But look, big season ahead for us. Looking forward to seeing how the Chicago Bears go as well. I'm not sure whether I should talk about other sports on my channel. I don't know, I want to, but I don't. Or just create another channel altogether, when it sort of like defeats the purpose, because I don't know, because I'll talk about other sports by our league, but then I've got this channel. Anyway, it's a bit of a dilemma there. First world issues, as they say, first world problems. But there you go. And NHL, I'm a massive Golden Knights fan. Now, I've supported them since their debut season, which was the 2017-2018 season. So there you go. I'm a day one, as they say. I've been there since the beginning, and thankfully I've had a good experience with them. Recently, we lost to the who were they? Tampa Bay Lightning, who went on to win the NHL. No, sorry, we lost to the Canadians, right? Who went on to lose to Tampa Bay, who I believe have gone back to back. Obviously in the NHL sort of a setting, that's a massive achievement, man. That's crazy. But look, Golden Knights for me all the way. Mark Stone, good one. You got Fleury as well. Petrecci, I can't say his name. But look, these Reeves as well. Look, I like him, and I want to get a Stone jersey. But look, it's definitely the Golden Knights for me. And other sports I follow as well. A little bit of soccer, casually. I go and support the what are they called? So in the English Premiership League, I support Crystal Palace, right? And then in the French League, I support Stade Brestois, Bertois, I think is what they're called. but Stade Betois is the team I support, and I probably just butchered that name. Absolutely just killed it, but there you go. That's the teams I support there, and again, very casually as well, I might add. Similar to rugby union, I said, look, I'm not a fan of rugby. I don't really follow it, but in saying that, I follow the Auckland Blues, my hometown. We had won the recent Trans-Tasman Championship, which was good to see. But again, look, it's all good and well, but it's not something I'm jumping up and down to. Again, being a very casual fan, but hey, I'll take it anyway. I normally buy jerseys to of the teams I support, even casually as well. It's what I do. I guess it's what most guys who are into sports do. Yeah, so but yeah, look, what else? I also support kabaddi as well. That's an Indian sport. Kabaddi is Indian. It's probably a mixture of like rugby league and like Greco wrestling is probably the best way to describe it. On a mat, you sort of run. You have these guys try and tackle you type thing. Hard to describe, but I follow that sport as well. Big fan of it. So yeah, and I also follow a bit of the European handball as well. Don't mind that. I follow a bit of the lacrosse. So I guess you guys can sort of see where I'm going with this. I follow a lot of sport, and I guess the reason why I just told you guys that is because hey, I'm actually pretty open to talking about other sports, but again, that takes more time, dedication, editing, so on and so forth. And unfortunately, I don't have time on my hands to do that as of yet. But in saying that, I probably wouldn't even go there anyway. Seems to be very, very complicated when you do. I guess that's why people who are very famous in YouTube get paid to do it, because hey, they got the time editing, blah blah blah. Whereas obviously people like myself, no, don't even go there. But yeah, that's it, I suppose. Look, finishing it off as well, we've got the NRL, right? So that is Atlanta Rhinos, or Cleveland, sorry, who are going to be versing the Atlanta Rhinos, and I cannot actually wait for this game. Actually, I might talk about it more in depth, but I thought I'd just throw that out there. NRL Rhinos versus Cleveland. Atlanta versus Cleveland again. Get into it. But yeah, look, that about does it for me. I'm sorry, guys. I just literally thought I'd grab the mic and just talk. Grab the mic and talk. That is it. There was no real, I guess, discussion points to be really taken seriously, probably bar the COVID stuff. But I mean, ultimately, it's just more of a ramble, more of a yarn. But yeah, this is me done anyway. Again, like I said, I don't think this is for everyone, but I'll chuck it in there and yeah, have you guys sort of think about it. But this is the ball and all chat. It was very much a chat, I guess. But yeah, I thought I'll deliver it in this perspective, in this format anyway for you guys. So thanks again, guys, for listening, for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. And what's that golden rule I always say every single time I do a video? If you guys don't say it at the same time I say it, disappointing. Alright, but thanks again, guys, for watching. Take it easy and hold the ball. See you guys next time.